Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your own emotions? Have you had moments when anger, anxiety, or fear took control of your decisions? Stoicism teaches that true strength comes from self-control and wisdom. Today, you will learn 8 Stoic techniques that will help you master your emotions and achieve an unshakable mind. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy, but its lessons are more relevant than ever. We live in chaotic times with an overload of information, social expectations, and challenges that test our patience every day. But imagine having the ability to remain calm, centered, and make rational decisions regardless of the circumstances. This is possible, and today I will show you how. The first Stoic technique for mastering your emotions is the principle of the dichotomy of control. This is one of the greatest lessons of Stoicism. It teaches us that there are things we can control and things we cannot. Many times we suffer because we try to control the uncontrollable. The opinions of others, market changes, the past, the future. None of this is within our power. But what can we control? Our reactions, our choices, our discipline. The key is to focus on what is within our reach and let go of what is not. The second technique is the exercise of negative visualization. This may sound strange, but the Stoics practiced imagining negative scenarios as a way to prepare emotionally. This does not mean being pessimistic, but rather being ready for any situation. Think about the worst that could happen and realize that, even then, you would be able to handle it. This practice reduces fear and strengthens your mental resilience. The third technique is memento mori, which means, remember that you will die. It may seem morbid, but this reflection brings clarity and urgency. When we remember that time is finite, we stop worrying about trivial things and focus on what truly matters. It teaches us to value every moment and act with purpose. The fourth Stoic technique for mastering your emotions is practicing indifference to the opinions of others. The Stoics believe that worrying excessively about what others think is a form of slavery. Many times, we make decisions not based on what we truly want, but to please others. The secret to emotional freedom is understanding that others' opinions do not define your worth. You cannot control what people think about you, but you can control how you react to it. The fifth technique is accepting reality as it is. Epictetus said, "It is not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them." Many times, we suffer not because of what happens, but because of the meaning we give to it. Stoicism teaches us to accept reality as it is, and act based on what we can change. Complaining and resisting what has already happened only causes suffering. The sixth technique is the practice of daily self-discipline. The Stoics believe that virtue and excellence come from constant practice. They trained their minds and bodies to resist impulses, desires, and distractions. You can apply this in your life by establishing a disciplined routine, controlling your habits, and avoiding procrastination. Self-discipline is not a punishment, but a tool for freedom. When you master your habits, you become the owner of your destiny. The seventh technique is acting with purpose, not emotion. Many people react impulsively to situations, letting their emotions control their actions. The Stoics teach us to pause, reflect, and act with reason. Whenever you feel a strong emotion, ask yourself, does this reaction help me or harm me? Make decisions based on logic and principles, not fleeting feelings. The eighth and final technique is practicing gratitude and contentment. The Stoics taught that true happiness comes from within, not from external circumstances. Gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to change your perception of life. Instead of focusing on what you lack, learn to value what you already have. This creates a mindset of abundance and reduces anxiety. Many times, we get stuck in negative emotional patterns because we haven't trained our minds to handle challenges. Stoicism teaches us that life is full of ups and downs, but what defines our experience is not what happens, but how we interpret and react to each situation. If you become a prisoner of your emotions, your life will be a roller coaster of stress and frustration. But if you develop self-control and a Stoic mindset, nothing will easily shake you. Another fundamental aspect of Stoicism is the practice of patience. In the modern world, we are bombarded by stimuli and information that demand quick responses. But the great sages of history knew that patience is one of the most powerful weapons for handling any situation. Before reacting impulsively, take a deep breath, reflect, and choose the most rational response. This prevents regrets and strengthens your ability to handle challenges with calm and wisdom. A simple yet highly effective practice is reflective writing. The Stoics kept journals where they recorded their emotions, challenges, and daily lessons. Writing about your experiences helps organize your thoughts, identify emotional patterns, and see solutions more clearly. When you put your feelings on paper, you realize that your problems are not as big as they seem. This exercise is an excellent tool for self-knowledge and emotional mastery. Another crucial point is emotional resilience. The Stoics did not believe in avoiding suffering, but in facing it as an opportunity for growth. Every challenge brings a valuable lesson. When something doesn't go as planned, instead of playing the victim, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Turn obstacles into learning experiences, failures into fuel for growth, and criticism into an opportunity for improvement. Additionally, learn to practice detachment. Many of our emotional pains come from excessive attachment to things, people, or situations we cannot control. The Stoics taught that freedom lies in not being emotionally dependent on anything outside of ourselves. This does not mean being cold or indifferent, but rather developing a healthy connection with the world without letting external factors determine your inner peace. Finally, understand that mastering your emotions does not mean suppressing them, but rather understanding and channeling them intelligently. Emotions are part of the human experience and have a purpose. The key is learning to use them to your advantage, not against you. When you develop self-control and emotional balance, your life becomes much lighter, more productive, and more fulfilling. Another fundamental Stoic concept is the importance of embracing discomfort. Modern society conditions us to seek comfort at all costs, avoiding any form of hardship or effort. But the Stoics believe that true growth happens in moments of adversity. The more you expose yourself to challenges and learn to face them without resistance, the stronger and more resilient you become. See discomfort as training for your mind, a test that will make you unshakable in the face of life's difficulties. Moreover, practicing mental minimalism can transform the way you deal with negative emotions. We live in a world where an excess of thoughts and worries can overwhelm us. The Stoics understood that the more we simplify our minds, the less we suffer. Let go of unnecessary concerns, detach from drama, and focus only on what truly matters. Every time you feel mentally overloaded, take a step back and ask yourself, does this thought serve me, or is it just creating unnecessary distress? Another powerful practice is learning to delay emotional reactions. When something triggers you, instead of immediately reacting with anger, fear, or frustration, pause. Count to 10. Breathe deeply. Give yourself time to analyze the situation rationally. Many mistakes are made in moments of emotional impulsivity. Training yourself to pause before reacting is a skill that will give you incredible control over your emotions and decision-making. In addition, one of the best ways to build emotional resilience is to expose yourself to controlled adversity. The Stoics practiced voluntary hardship, sometimes fasting, enduring cold, or sleeping on the floor, not because they had to, but to train their minds to remain calm under any circumstances. This type of practice builds confidence, proving to yourself that you can handle discomfort without being dominated by it. Another crucial element of emotional mastery is learning to let go of attachment. Many of our emotional struggles stem from an excessive attachment to people, outcomes, or material things. The Stoics taught that everything in life is temporary, and clinging too tightly to anything leads to suffering. By learning to detach and accept that things change, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional turmoil. Finally, cultivating self-sufficiency is key to becoming mentally strong. The more you depend on external validation, circumstances, or other people for your happiness, the more fragile you become. The Stoics believe that true peace comes from within, from knowing that no matter what happens, you have the ability to adapt and endure. Build a mindset where your sense of well-being is rooted in your inner world, not in things you can't control. That is the foundation of an unshakable mind. Now that you know these 8 techniques, reflect. Which one can you start applying today? Stoicism is not just a philosophy. It is a way of life. It teaches us to live with purpose, resilience, and balance. The challenge now is to practice. And if you want to keep strengthening your mind and spirit, subscribe to Motivation You Need. Here, you will find content that will help you evolve daily. Share this video with someone who needs to learn how to master their emotions and comment below on which of these techniques impacted you the most. See you in the next video. Satits.